Okay, so I got a new gasket for this, and I got some new bolts for the flywheel. So let's put everything back together. Before you can put in the new seal around here, you have to remove this reinforcement plate. This is for the gearbox. And the reason you have to do this is because when you put in the seal around here, you have to lower the oil pan just, I don't know, 5 millimeters, 10 millimeters, something like that. So you can put the seal on and tighten the oil pan back on. So it looks like this. So there's a hole here and a hole here, and that's where you need to tighten the oil pan back together with this. I think if you just push it on like this, you'll probably damage this seal from the oil pan. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm ready to put everything back together again. I'm just gonna start with cleaning the rest around here. Put the seal on, put the flange on. We got the new seal, and there's a hole here and a hole here, and it needs to sit on this pin in both sides, like this. So this is good. Gotta put the seal on. Like this. And some bolts. So I just need one more bolt over here. Okay, so I've been looking for the last bolt for this flange. When I took it apart, I put all the bolts the same place together with this flange. And there's supposed to be 6 bolts in this, but I couldn't find the last one, so I just spent the last 10 minutes looking for it, just to find out that I never put that bolt in when I put together the engine the first time. So this leak was actually because there was missing a bolt down here, because I went back to look at the footage that I made, taking it apart, and I could see that this bolt down here was missing. Yeah, so reminder to myself, check that all the bolts are in place before I put things together. But anyways, it's in now, and I'm gonna tighten everything up, and the next thing will be to put the oil pan back on. I think these, if you want to tighten them with some torque, you need to tighten them with 10 Newton, something like that, 10 or 15. But anyways, this is a German car, so good and tight, that's fine. So let's hope it's not leaking again when I put everything together and start it up. All good. So when you put the oil pan back on together with the seal, in the workshop manual it says to put a little sealant on this part between this flange and the engine. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of sealant in this side and on this side underneath. So the flange is on and the oil pan is back on. So this goes here. So when putting in the flywheel, it can only go in one way because one of these holes is offset, so it only fits one way. So you just have to line it up and put it on. So when tightening this, you need 60 Newton. And then you need to do a 90-degree turn. So I'm just gonna mark this. Now the clutch needs to go in, and then we're almost ready to put the gearbox on. So the next thing is to put in the clutch. I've 3D printed a tool for alignment. So it goes in here, like this. So it will fit right there. Then we have this last. This also have some pins, so it can only sit one way. So when you tighten these last bolts, you have to do them a little at a time, so you get even pressure all the way around. That's it. I just need to find the torque specs for this. So the torque specs for these bolts for the clutch plate is 20 Newton. That's it. All good. Now the fun part, put in the gearbox again. Okay, so the fun part starts. Let's see if we can get this gearbox back in. So I put a strap on here because this part of the gearbox you need to lift up here, and this part needs to go a little lower. So I almost have it up in the right position now. Just a little more. Let's do bolts in. This is heavy. So I'm gonna tighten these up. So the gearbox is mounted to the engine. Seems to be okay. So now I can take the chains off and this one off. So the next part will be to get this gearbox mount in. So the difficult part about this is you need to mount this bracket together with the... You need to put this in together somehow. Just need a little more. So the torque specs for these bolts are 25 Newton for these three on this one, and it's 25 for, and it's also 25 for these two in here, and this one. So I'm definitely gonna do that. What are we gonna do now? Put it down on the mount over here, and put the starter in and the mount for the starter too. Next part, the engine mount for the front. Now I can put the starter in. Like this. And these two long bolts go in here. And there's one down here underneath, goes into this. So I just moved the chain a little, so I had room to mount this too. This is, yeah, what is this? Reinforcement for the gearbox into the back engine mount. It's gonna be something like this. And there's two bolts going in from the side. Bye bye. I don't tighten this bracket all the way up because I need one bolt to go into the engine mount. No, not the engine mount, the rear gearbox mount. And you need this to give a little, you need this to be loose to have a little movement to get the bolt in. One is in place now. Now I just need the last bolt for the front. Then I can fully remove the chain. So now I can put the last bolt in, right here. So that's the last one. Now I can take this off, don't need it anymore. So this is the reinforcement plate for the gearbox. I don't think all the models have this, but I think if I remember correctly, it's only the ABF and the VR6 models that got this. This is all good. Bolts for the gearbox. So the torque specs for this I will put on the screen because I can't remember right now. So this part right here, this galvanized shield, it's I think it's some kind of ventilation for the gearbox. And when you take the gearbox off, if you don't remove this, you can't get the gearbox off, because the shaft, the output shaft will hit this and you'll break it. So remember to take this out, or else you'll have a bad day, just like I did. So there's 2 more bolts for the back side of the gearbox. One is going in here, like this, and the other one is going in here. And I'll find the torque specs for these 2. So the same for this one, 60 Newton, and the one up here is 80. Okay, so got the gearbox back in. All the parts are hooked up again. So now I'm almost ready to start the car up and see if it actually runs. Okay, see you. Thank you for watching.